It's time for Wellness Wednesday, and today we're diving into functional wellness at every age and stage of life. And whether it's finding a fitness routine, the right workout, or just eating healthier, everyone's wellness journey looks a little different, especially as you age. The schedules start to change, the families start to grow. We get it. So we invited Dr. David Winter of Baylor Scott & White Health right here, fitness coach Destiny Monroe, and Baller Mom Kitchen owner and chef Kerry Paradise to enter the chat this morning. Good morning to all three of you.
Good morning.
So glad to have you guys here. Okay, so let's get into it, because when I think of functional wellness, I think of things that I can do to ensure that I can continue to live my everyday life, being able to like squat down and pick stuff up, being able to reach to the top of the shelf and get whatever I need, twisting, turning, doing all the things that we take for granted, and then all of a sudden one day it's difficult. And so are you guys in that space right now? Because I haven't even hit 30 yet and my knees are already cracking. And so what space are you guys in? What does functionality as far as wellness look like for you guys as far as everyday life?
Yeah, I mean, I think for me, I think this is, again, everyday life for us. Whether you're squatting to pick something up, whether you're taking something off of the shelf, pushing a heavy door at a convenience store, because we know they're heavy.
No, revolving doors exist.
They're heavy. So, I mean, I feel like that's an everyday occurrence for us.
Yes, indeed. Okay, where are we at?
Yeah, so for me, 53, menopause, everything changed probably in the last year, I think. So I've always been really strong, and in the course of my job, I lift heavy things. And I had a moment where I was like, oh, that does not feel safe anymore. And I kind of took that for granted and thought that day would never come for me. And that's when I changed my exercise routine. It was a wake-up call.
Yeah.
It is.
It was.
Yeah.
It is indeed. Okay, so Dr. Winter, she kind of just mentioned it almost didn't feel right. Is that when you know, okay, it's time to like switch how we live life?
Here's what I see with younger people. They can pretty much get away with a lot of stuff. But as you get older, you can't do the same stuff. I tell people all the time, look, you're at 50, 60, 65. You can't do the weights you used to. Your muscles can handle it, but your joints cannot. So we got to cut down on the weights. I'm a big fan of weights, big fan of exercise. And there's two different ways of exercise. One is aerobic.
Okay.
Jogging, that's important. That helps
cardio.
That helps your heart.
Correct.
No weights, that helps your muscles, your
Strength training.
Right?
Yeah.
Yep.
I love. Okay, so anything we should know about ourselves as far as before we get into our fitness routine, because we all want to be healthy. We all say we're going to do the things, but actually starting the things can be difficult, right? But also knowing your own body, family history, health screenings, blood pressure, all the things. Are those things we need to do, check up on before we start into this fitness routine? And that's really for anybody.
You should not be exercising with a bad heart. So make
Okay.
sure your heart is okay. Blood pressure is good. Cholesterol is good. Blood sugar is good. Get all those things in a regular checkup. And then your doctor can say, yes, go get a health experts to help you get in shape.
Any routine screenings that we should be thinking about that maybe we don't think about or doesn't cross our mind, especially as we age?
Yeah, and it depends on your age and your family. If somebody in your family is young and had a heart attack, you need to be checked very thoroughly.
Yeah.
If everybody's living into their 80s and 90s, not so big a concern, but a regular checkup is a good idea before you start any exercise program.
Okay, let's get into fitness, because I feel like we're rolling right into this space since we're talking about the body anyway, right? So it's not just for the athletes or even the former athletes out there, right? Like we all need to be moving our bodies, and that looks different for everybody, right? It looks like multiple hours in the gym, or it looks like a 15-minute walk, but how do we actually make these exercises show up in our everyday life where we don't have to make the excuses where, oh, I don't have time today, or the kids are too busy, or all the things? How do we make sure that we get one thing in a day at least?
Oh, yeah. I would say, like, for me, when I'm cooking in the morning, I'm literally having my oats, and I'm doing squats while I'm, stirring up my oats.
Girl.
I'm getting in my squats, whether it's, if I'm playing with my puppy, I'm on the ground doing push-ups with the puppy, just playing with it, getting my push-ups in. So, I mean, for me, there's no excuse for me not to do any types of workout, because we can actually put out 15 to 30 minutes a day in order to get something done.
I would just like to put out there that Destiny is a certified personal trainer. So we get that it's no choice for you, girl. You're just trying to keep up actively.
Yeah.
What does that necessarily look like for you guys? Because I know there's so many different workout options, strength training. I do Pilates myself, walking, yoga, cycling, pickleball now, right? And so how do you figure out which movement is maybe right for your body?
So for me, that's Pilates at this stage
Yes!
in my life. It's the one thing that I don't hate doing. That doesn't feel like punishment. It actually kind of feels like church to me in the Pilates studio.
You know
and
what?
I get the benefits of all of that without extra stress on my joints. However, I've had to augment that lately. So where I've added in is I'm not doing squats while I'm making my oats, but I take the stairs every day now in my building.
Smart.
That's smart.
And I am multiple times a day in and out of there. I'm not going down on the ground for push-ups, but I'm doing wall push-ups.
There you
I saw
go.
somebody else do that, and you just do like 10 at a time
that's
to
a
try and get in
modification.
100 a day.
Exactly.
So Pilates is my core
Yep.
because it feels like a reward, and the other things are for the life that I want to be able to live for decades to come.
I'm so glad that you said Pilates for you is like church, and it's almost this space where you don't hate it, because for the longest time I could not find a workout that was actually good for me.
Yeah.
Everything
Yeah.
hurt, and I know
Yeah.
it's supposed to hurt, but dang, like I could not get into it. And so in the space that you're in, it really does feel like, okay, I'm putting this work into my body, but it's not like a strenuous, it's low impact. So if you're looking for something like that, maybe that's for you. I did just try F45 for the first time, and tell me your thoughts maybe, because I have been doing Pilates for like a year and a half now, and I was like, ooh, if I sign up for F45, maybe my stamina is not gonna be able to keep up. And I was half right, half wrong, you know? I was very strong, you know what I mean? Like I could do all this stuff, but girl, I was winded after. And so how do you know what's right for you in the space of life that you're in?
Well, like she stated, right,
Yeah.
that it brings her joy, is her church, right? You want to find something, whether it's at your age, your fitness level, that works for you. Because what I do may not be what you want to do. But I always say, challenge yourself, but have fun with it. You know, whether it's biking, kayaking, swimming, boxing, anything that can just get the heart rate, you know, pumping, the blood flowing. But I love the fact that we're sitting here, I'm stating, well, this is what I do. I do the push-ups and squats. She said, well, I can't do that. However, this is what I do.
Yeah.
And I think that we can all collectively take something away from that.
Yes,
So
indeed.
just find something that works for you.
Let's talk walking, because I feel like a lot of people are like, well, I walk, you know what I mean? When is walking actually turning into exercise, do we think?
Walking's not bad for you, particularly if you walk and get your heart rate up a little bit. And some people just can't run, particularly if you get up in the years, your knees wear out, your back wears
you're so
out.
right.
You got to listen to your body. I work out every day, and about once or twice a month, something will hurt my shoulder or my knee. So guess what? I quit doing those exercises for a week or two till it gets well. I see too many people say, I have this problem with my shoulder. And every time I do it, I just keep doing it. You got to stop. You got to listen to your body, you know?
Dr. Winna said, cut it out. Okay.
Right.
Well, that leads me into, go ahead.
Okay, well, on the topic of walking, I'm just curious about weighted vests. Like that seems to be of the moment. Everyone's
It's a trend.
wearing their weighted vest. What do the experts say? Is that
I think it's,
Is it a
I think
gimmick or it's good?
I think it's great. Again, depending on your fitness level, if you want to add a challenge, right? I always say make it fun but challenging for your body.
Okay.
I think it's great.
okay?
I think we actually talked about that here
did.
on the show. What do
We
you call it,
did.
like
Yeah.
rucking or something like
Rucking,
that?
yeah.
And you like literally, like the moms in the TV shows on Desperate Housewives, and they're walking
Yeah.
down in New York City with the,
It gives a little bit of a challenge, right? You know,
Exactly.
because again, you want to progress, right? No matter your age, you still want to progress, whether it's 1 pound, 2 pounds every week, you want to progress. So I think that's great.
but I do like the idea of rucking just because it kind
Yeah.
of flows into the same space of Pilates.
Yeah,
And when you look
right.
good, you feel good. And when you walk a little bit taller, and it does make it a little bit easier for you to actually do said workout.
Yeah,
and
right.
so, how can we keep a healthy lifestyle while tailoring it to ourselves? And this can be as far as nutrition goes. Like, what are you looking for when you're going in the store? Because I'm sure you're not looking at calories and sugar, maybe, but I'm sure you're
Yeah.
looking for nutritional value for the kids.
Yeah, so I'm going to give it up to my mom on this one. I'm one of 4. When I was little, we all went to the grocery store with my mom, and she taught us to shop the perimeter. So the perimeter of almost every grocery store in the U.S. is where the Whole Foods are. So that's where your meats, your produce, your dairy is all on the perimeter. So if you focus 80% of your shopping on the perimeter, that's a really great start.
Smart.
And then when you go to the inside, so one of 4, my mom would always let us each pick one cereal. And this is how she taught us to read labels. There was one rule. sugar could not be the first or second ingredient on the label. And so that's where I learned that the label is ordered in what is the most ingredient in that thing.
Oh my
so
gosh.
if sugar is 1 or 2, that's one of the highest quantity ingredients in that thing.
That
So-
cancels out a lot.
Yeah, there weren't a lot of cereals left to choose from.
I think you just taught us all something. That's insane.
Yeah.
I had no idea. Okay, so then since we're talking about sugars and all the things, let's talk about nutrition routine, because before we change it, actually knowing what nutrition we need to put in our bodies. I'm coming back to you because everybody's space is different, right? We could be on GLP-1s, we could be doing natural weight loss, we could have different iron levels and stress and getting different sleep hours. And so what do you need to know about yourself before you go changing that diet?
Yeah, you know, the Mediterranean diet, the DASH diet, 2 popular diets, they both have a fair amount of protein, but low-fat protein. They want a lot of nuts, fruits, vegetables. That's very important. Seeds, those are good. So it's what you eat. Not too much sugar, not too much red meat. Depends what your cholesterol level is. Check that first. See if cholesterol problems run in your family. But there's a lot of cholesterol that a lot of people get in diets, and you can lower that down and still be healthy.
As a personal trainer, can I ask, are you, like when you go in the store, are you looking at calories? Are you looking at sugar?
I'm checking everything.
Yeah. Take us through the process.
I'm checking everything. Like I'm glad Kerry stated that, because I just learned something new. But I'm checking the labels. For me, it shouldn't have more than 4 ingredients in there.
Okay.
That's what I was taught, and
That's
yeah.
ultra processed.
Yes.
Ultra processed and all those things in there, yes.
Oh yeah, so that's what I do, and again, it's trial and error for any and everyone, right? I've heard of the carnivore diet. I've heard of the keto diet. Me, I just remove the word diet and eat what works best for me.
I know that's right, because the diet can be hard, especially when you put a label on it. It's so
It
much
can be
harder.
intimidating.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, so how do sleep and stress and nutrition, how do they all end up working together? I think that might be a question for everybody at the table, because it can be personal for you.
I have
What
to
are we
work on my
thinking?
sleep.
Yeah?
Yeah, I have to work on my sleep.
Okay, average, how many hours are you getting?
About 4 or 5.
Okay, average, how many hours are you getting?
6.5.
I feel that.
On a good night.
Very,
On a good night.
Yeah, okay. Doc,
Yeah.
well, you know how much we should be getting,
Yeah,
so
I
I don't
know.
even want to ask you, so tell me how much we should be
It
getting.
varies from person to person. You know, Thomas Edison got 4 hours sleep, and it was a genius.
Yay.
Oh.
So we can still be smart and ready to go.
People
That
can't
makes me
do
feel
that.
so much better.
Most people can't do that. 6 or 7 is probably ideal for most people.
Okay.
You want to feel rested when you get up in the morning. That's kind of the key. You don't want to get that afternoon lag like you didn't get enough sleep the night before.
Yes, that's how I feel.
And that's how I
this
feel when I'm in the
morning.
gym. If I'm like sleepy or lagging, my muscles feel it. I'm muscle fatigued, and I cannot do a proper
That's
workout.
so true. That is so true. You have to fuel your body so then you can produce,
Perform.
right?
Perform
Okay,
and produce.
I want to do a little speed round before we end, because this was so much fun. Anybody can answer. It's just whoever answers first. Ready, go. Morning workout or evening workout?
Morning.
Morning.
Ooh, look at all 3 of you guys. Okay, favorite healthy snack?
Egg bites or
Grapes.
yogurt.
Blueberries.
I love
Love
you.
it.
You're the best. Okay. One wellness product that you actually recommend, that you actually use in your daily life.
Or a ring. I live and die by it. I'm obsessed with the data.
Really? And you can see how
I
much,
need
that's how
to
you know
get
how many hours you
That's
sleep.
how I know how much I sleep.
I
what my
love.
sleep deficit is.
Okay, one
My
wellness-
gallon of water.
Yeah.
You can't go nowhere without that.
Yeah, I can't go anywhere without it.
Is it a cute
and
bottle?
it has to be
Or do you carry the jug?
It's a military bottle.
Yeah, yeah. One wellness trend that you do not recommend.
Social media trends.
Oh,
Fair.
Agreed.
that's a good one.
Fair.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I have to, and only because there's so many output out there, you don't know
Yeah.
what to do.
Yeah.
And I feel as if when you have too much of information, you don't know where to start.
Yeah.
So, social media.
Narrow it down. Narrow it down. One daily non-negotiable.
Water.
There you go.
Yeah, I'd
Like
say
that.
water.
I love
Like
it.
that.
So good. All right, well, you have heard from the experts, and I hope you've gained some valuable insight into what functional wellness actually looks like and how small intentional choices can actually make a huge difference. And if you're looking for practical ways to put these ideas into action, do not worry, you guys. You're going to want to stick around, actually, because Destiny and Kerry are going to share some effective fitness moves and simple, delicious meals you can actually incorporate into your daily life. Okay, we're not just talking about it. We're going to make sure that you can actually do it. As for Dr. Winter right here, we're going to let
back to
him.
work.
Yes, I was about to say, we're going to let him get back to what he does best, because he cares for the community, and we cannot be up here wasting his time, so he got to go back to the hospital. But we appreciate you being here this morning. And this really was a wonderful wellness conversation. And I feel like I learned so much.
I learned a lot. Thank you.
Thank y'all.
Dr. Winter.
Seriously.
Yes, I love